はい、行きます。あ、嘘ー全然見えてないよ俺これなんでだろうと思ってた。
Hello my friends from all over the world. Welcome to Hey Hey Ho channel. It has been a long time since our last video. I think it has been like 5 months. During this time, we had some changes as a company. We have been busy, but it's finally settling down, and now I feel more comfortable to restart my channel again. In order to restart, I have decided to make a bit of a change, and that is to speak in English. Hopefully that change will make the videos more interesting for you. Please enjoy the video. Peace.
Okay, this subject tree today is a Persimmon tree. It produces orange-colored fruits in autumn. There are two types of Persimmon. One is astringent and one is sweet. It is difficult to tell the difference just by looking at the tree. The persimmon tree to be cut down this time is apparently a sweet persimmon. It is too sweet to get rid of, but its owner said she's getting too old to take care of this tree and decided to cut it down. Considering all the hassles she gets, like cleaning up fallen leaves, branches and ripe fruits scattered all over the road, I think it is unavoidable. Poor tree though. She also said that she wants more sunlight. Some persimmon trees have black trunk cores, but this persimmon wasn't. Black ones, they are valuable as you find only 1 out of 10,000 apparently. They are traded as high-graded timber. The persimmon fruit was often eaten as a valuable fruit in the past in Japan, not only because it is sweet and delicious, but also because it is extremely nutritious. But recently, only fewer people seem to eat it. I better talk about actual work now. As you can see, this tree is not big, but it is located next to a busy road. And furthermore, some branches are touching power lines, so extra care must be taken. To make it easy to remove the branches on the roadside, we decided to remove the branches on the other side first, to make room for more flexibility and options in working methods. Persimmon tree is very easy to break, so the rigging systems must be installed with careful consideration of force vectors. We want to place the blocks as high as possible to increase flexibility in our work, but the branches get thinner and weaker as it gets higher, so we will all worry every time, don't we? We have to imagine when a load is applied, think about the principle of leverage and choose where to place a block. We have to also think about the direction of the block surface is facing, so that can accommodate branches in as many directions as possible. To avoid interference between your climbing rope and rigging rope during work, you must imagine the work procedure carefully before installing the system. If you realize it later and have to go back and redo it, you waste a lot of time. I have tried several climbing devices, but I recently realized how good the zigzag is, and I am using it again. The smooth movement of the zigzag is irreplaceable, and I no longer care about the fact that I can't attach it to the middle of the rope or the overall length when I attach the chicane. I prefer to carry 2 lanyards. One of them is an akimbo lanyard, which can act as a SRT main rope in some cases. On this lanyard, a quickie shackle is attached with a pulsic cord so that it can be installed as an anchor on thin branches. If you use a carabiner on a thin branch, there is a risk of deformation due to the load being applied from the sideway. When I uploaded the video of drone rescue before, I was too lazy to care about it, so someone left a comment pointing out my laziness. Thanks for that. Now we are installing a pulley for redirection. The pulley is installed above a space where the branch can be more easily lowered. The branch may look weak, but if you look at the angle between the rope entering the pulley from the block side and the rope suspending the load, it vectors in a direction close to the angle of the branch where the pulley is mounted, so there is no problem unless an extremely heavy load is suspended. There are two people on the ground. One is Midorima-san, whom I introduced at the beginning of this video. He's a very funny guy and always makes me laugh. The kanji in his name means green space. His name proves that he has chosen the right profession, doesn't it? How about calling him by the nickname Mr. Green? The other fellow doesn't like to be in the video too much, but he is the guy I have been working with since the very beginning of the company, and he is like a ninja and a samurai at the same time, always supporting the team from an unseen place. I received a comment on my video before as to why we don't use a wood shredder. I have a wood shredder but stopped using it when I realized it wasn't right for us. I find this type of machine to be unstable and unreliable. If I'm gonna use a wood shredder, it must be able to crush branches without delay. Otherwise, the branches would cover the whole workspace and the whole operation would come to a halt. But the machine doesn't care about that. It stops when it stops. Rope tree rigging in our country is very often done in ridiculously cramped environments and requires a meticulous work plan, so there is no room in the plan for the shredder to stop. You know how everything is so close to each other in Japan, right? Japan has 60 to 70% of its land area covered by forest, and the people have made good use of these forests in their daily lives. However, as the younger generations has moved to the cities to make money and avoiding physical labor, the management of natural environment, which used to be the responsibility of the young people in the community, has been lost. Trees grow very fast, as you know, and the elders left in the countryside cannot handle them. Even if the younger generation inherits the rural land through inheritance, they only consider it as a negative legacy. The concept of ancestry that the Japanese used to cherish is disappearing. Because of this situation, an increasing number of people are requesting us to cut down their trees as part of their life-ending activities, because they do not want to leave a negative legacy to their descendants. By the way, the number of excess deaths in Japan last year exceeded 400,000. What on earth is going on? Have there been any major changes recently that could be the cause? I am curious. I use a variety of knots to set up climbing rope anchors, but when I tie in the middle of the rope, I often tie with a cowhitch. It is time-consuming trying to hang the rope down to the other side of the tree. It is often troublesome if the tail side of the rope is too long, so after measuring the appropriate length, I tie the cartridge with the bite as it is, bundle up the unused portion of the rope and keep it out of the way. As you can see, I'm tying all the equipment fully anchored, meaning not remotely retrievable. It's hard to say this. There is no need to make them remotely retrievable, as they will eventually be removed as we cut down the tree to the bottom. Even when we are in the pruning operations that we don't cut trees all the way down, our rigging systems are less likely to be remotely retrievable these days. I used to try to set up equipment remotely retrievable as many as possible to save travel time on the tree, but I don't do that as much anymore. I feel that when I think too much about making things retrievable, the system tends to become more complex, and the important thing of performing safe and reliable work is sometimes neglected. This is not to say that is the case all the time. When we feel that it is safe and efficient to set up a remotely retrievable system, and that should be a priority, we do so. But not too often though. If it's a small tree, it doesn't take much effort to retrieve the tools, and even if it's a large tree, recently we often use the rigging ropes with a winch to ascend these days. So once we retrieve the redirects and main block, we just reset the climbing rope anchors to be remotely retrievable, and then we descend. This little tool with plastic cord with a ring, I made for redirects of climbing rope. I have tried some different ways to do it, but I have settled with this one for now. The length is adjustable with plastic cord, making it easier to set on different thickness of branches and placing ideal supporting point.
ちょっとシステム変えていきます。
I use the notch jet set foot ascender. When I wear a spar, I put a foot ascender on my foot first and then put a spar on. I used to use the type that attaches on the spar with the bolts on the spike, but it broke. It seems that the same products are not available anymore. They do not produce it. And there are no products from other brands that I like, so I just wear the strap type. It does take some extra time to wear the strap type, but I got used to it. The Not Jet Set Ascender does not have a pointy cam, so it does not damage the rope. However, sometimes the rope comes off easily depending on the direction of the foot and the rope. I hope it will be improved. The exact same shape but in red color is also available from Harken. That's kind of sexy color too. I made a mistake towards the end. I forgot the existence of electric wires for a moment while I was working at the fast pace. Because the branch tip was on the electric wire, the cut end closed and the chainsaw got caught.
あ、嘘ー
線に引っかかってます。線。
全然見えてないよ俺これ。
物乗っかってるんで、切り離してちょっとこう元を。
全然見えてなかった俺。なんでだろうと思ってた。めんどくさくなったね。とりあえず軽くしていく作業から始めます。どうします。 これいきます。これ一緒に引っ張れるかな。そっちじゃない。一緒行く。ちょっと待ってね。ちょっと待って。
I was relieved that didn't become a serious accident. You have to be careful as much as when it goes well.
落下させます。
Mr. Green gave a final cut. I asked for his best smile, but the camera in my hand was already dead and I couldn't catch his funny face. It was very disappointing. We'll be sure to bring you his face next time.